No, I don't believe so. MZ Chevy Blue. As I approached here, I believe I heard an officer dispatch that nobody's hurt. It could have turned out really bad for for both sides, really, you know. Yeah, I do too, Shannon. I don't know what led up to them firing shots. Um, I don't know. It was just a call that somebody was firing shots, and after the police arrived, female, I believe it was a female, that's what they said anyway over the scanner, put her hand out the door and popped off at least a round or two. So I don't know. This is Donald and Twickenham. It was just a call corner of somebody was firing shots, and they have it taped off. Twickenham is shut down.
Supervisor says we're going to extend the scene out
All right.
block.
Another block.
Yeah, so you're
Okay.
You're free to hang out here, record all this stuff.
Well, if you're extending out, let me get my car and get it.
That's fine.
Are they?
You can go that way or either way. I don't care. On the
Okay.
other side of that car or that car. But if your car's here, you don't want to be stuck.
No, I don't want to have my car
You're
stuck
you're
in the
free to move
same.
your car.
Okay.
That's absolutely
I mean, I wasn't gonna hang around much longer anyway, because you guys are gonna be here probably
It's gonna be
good few hours.
Yep.
So, all right, nobody was hurt though.
Yeah, nobody's
Hurt. Okay, cool. All right, sounds good, man. What's your name?
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys, they're extending this another block, and I'm not getting stuck within this. Or I'll be walking. I wasn't gonna hang out much longer anyway, to be honest, you guys. Who knows what's gonna be is those guys just standing around marking stuff. I've been to probably hundreds of these kind of calls, and it's just a lot of people standing around not doing anything. Well, that was Leo Watcher that just walked by. He's gonna get pushed out of there.
They called in by the resident who is inside the residence. He shut it off. It occurred about 5 minutes ago. He is requesting units.
All right,
1024 Georgiana.
I'm gonna go ahead and end this. The video will be up. You want to go back to the beginning and check it out. But,
24 scenario.
24.
I'm gonna shut this down, and if something else pops up, I'll be back. So I appreciate everybody that hopped in here. You guys stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.
Full traffic.
This is on the corner of Donald and Calvert, or Donald and Twickenham. Someone called with the reports of shots being fired from an address here, and the cops come, and they said that somebody opened the door or something and stuck their hand out the door with a firearm and fired a couple shots. So we got cops everywhere. I'm gonna have to shut this gimbal off, you guys, and turn it back on because something's not.
Here's in the front, we're directly behind you also.
Real quick here, it's. I did something weird. What's up, Cheyenne, Jay Noah, Stacy, Art? They have.
This is the FEMA. Let's find out how many more people are in the house.
They have one detained, it sounds like. But shots were fired as the officer was approaching the house, is what it sounded like, over the scanner traffic.
Three kids, any adults?
What's up, B Nizzle?
No adults, three kids.
This is on the corner of Donald and Twickenham.
Alright. What age is the kid?
They're going in.
21. 9 to 11 years old.
So there's kids in the house, which is sad. Yeah, who just said that? Robert Davis. No, I don't know. I don't think he was shot because I heard him come back and say nobody's injured. Yeah, hold on. Let me turn this gimbal off again. I don't know what's going on with this stupid thing. Give it a second here to reset. I don't know what I did. It's still not working right.
We got the back covered. There's no exits other than windows. All the windows covered. Clear. Kids are 6, 7, and 8. Demetrion, Darion, and Damarion.
I think they got everything cleared here, but they got the street all barricaded off, and but somebody had called in saying that there were shots being fired, you know, and while they were on the phone, there were shots being fired, allegedly. And then the cops responded, and I don't know if it was when they were walking up to the house or what, but they said a female put their hand out the door and fired a couple shots. So what's up, Casey? Did you get my scanner inside? Wait. Scanner about 9:30 on state line. Boatload of cops flying towards the. No, I didn't. I don't know what initiated this. If there were shots being fired, I don't know. People coming out to see what's going on, and I am Star. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat here. Just kind of looking around. Not yet, Shannon. Well, I went to the next street over, which what street was, I don't remember what street it was, but they had it blocked, so I come around to this side, and it looks like everything's situated here. Crazy.
Who's trying to strangle himself with a cord.
Probably got 3/4 of the department out there.
327. Patient out of repair, 1405 King Street for an attempted suicide of a 12-year-old son, Nicholas, who is in the caller's red Chevy Equinox, threatening suicide with a cord. The mother does have the cord in her hands at the time, but the
Yeah, no problem, Shannon. But this is on the corner of Donald and Twickenham, you guys. Little situation here. Shots fired, and then cops responded, and a person stuck their hand out the door and popped off a round or two. And when I first started the live, they were being ordered to get on the ground and hands up and all that. So if you want to rewind it. No, you're not going to see any mainstream media probably for another hour and a half. I was literally 3 or 4 minutes away when I was sort of heading towards it, but then I thought it wouldn't turn into anything, and then I heard an officer come over saying that shots were fired, and I flipped a Louie. Mainstream media probably for another hour and a half. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. 3 or 4 minutes away. Hit the all notifications bell. Heading towards it, but then I thought good stuff. It wouldn't turn into anything, and then you'll be notified when I go live again. And I just want to let you guys know I'm not one of them channels that just dump a bunch of crap, where you're getting notifications all the time. I mean, I go live a few times a week. So I may end this one after this and, go lurk again and go live if anything pops up. We'll have to see. What's up, Lapa News? Chris. Thanks everybody for for hopping in here. They're putting the camera tape. Looks like hopefully they keep it on that side of the street. I didn't want to move in any closer until I, saw that they had the scene clear and that. It's not that I'm scared or anything. I just don't want to get in the way. I don't want to put myself in any harm's way as well. So I can go all the way up to that tape there. Might hang out for a few. We got kids coming out of the house. I ain't gonna put them on camera. It's an unfortunate situation, but there were shots fired. I don't know what triggered all this, but well, I mean, it doesn't mean it just means it's a crime scene. They want to preserve any evidence that may be within this boundary here. So, they don't want cars or people moving about through here when there could be something within it. So Jenny, there were shots fired at a house here on Donald and Twickingham in South Bend. Cops responded. As the cops were making their way up to the house, somebody stuck, I believe a female stuck a gun out the door and fired a shot or two. And half the department's here, so that's really all I know. And that's according to what I heard over the scanner, so I don't know, everything that took place. I didn't get here till a few minutes after that was said, so. There's some kids that are out here. I don't want to film them. It's unfortunate that they're in the middle of.
They're claiming that this is a still
like this.
picture of him with his friend. You'll.
They got Twickingham blocked off to, what's the next street? Is that Calvert? I don't know the streets over here on the east side very well.
Okay. They're claiming that this is a still picture of him with his friend. You'll never see a video of this guy. Who knows how old this picture really is? In the interest of debunking internet conspiracy theories, we made some calls. They made calls. Oh my God, did they? And multiple people close to DeMar say it's absolute nonsense. Well, how many months are they going to get away with this without showing TMZ or any news outlet doing an interview with him? Bottom line, DeMar Hamlin was at the Bills game. We reached out to the Bills for comment. So far, no word back. So this proves a still picture. God only knows when it was taken. He's not wearing any mask. All right? Hold that thought. Skip to him entering the building. All right? Mask, goggles, glasses, and hoodie.
Oh, looks like Damar Hamlin is in the building. Yes, if they show him in the stadium in any capacity, it will blow the doors.
Okay, in any capacity? He's getting out of the little cart there. Why are these guys covering him? These two, all these three here, their only job is so no one sees Damar. That's their only job. But why? Who is Damar that they have to do this? Did Damar want this? Why are they covering him?
Off of this place. Damar Hamlin just showed.
Put the hand up there. This guy's in the front. This guy's in the front. Where's Damar? We still haven't seen Damar. And we'll never see his face again.
Up, and it looks like his mom.
This kid is terrified. This is his little brother. She's not happy. She'll smile later on when she sees the camera. But this guy is confused, and he bites his mouth down because he knows his brother's dead. Watch.
And his little brother is there. Oh, we love to see
Look at the closed mouth. Look at her mouth.
it. Stay
Now she starts to smile because she has to. This kid,
tuned.
biting down on his mouth. Look at that. He knows. He knows he's dead.
It's the Bengals.
Now look how, see, you don't do that. You smile. He's holding down his mouth. Do you understand that?
Bills
He's sad.
coming up on CBS.
Good job.
Poor kid. All right. Here's another part. Security, 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 security. Why are they blocking?
Yeah, but being nice ain't enough. You need other shit too. You could be the nicest rapper. That
No, I'm not. I'm about to give you some real shit.
Yeah, I know you for the.
I race motorcycles. Listen, I race motorcycles in Detroit, and a Jewish
The example that you gave.
You pulling the straws of the wrong cup. Listen to what I'm saying. His daddy, as a parent, stepped in and said, "Son, this is not going to work. Stop it. We move it on." And us as parents with our kids, we need to step up and say, "Hey, you know what? Stop this. This is not going to work. Let's move on. Get into something that you got a better chance of a survival, a successful rate at." That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying like I feel like I just feel like y'all selling black people short, bro. Like a lot of parents do that, bro. A lot of parents direct their kids in the right way to live, in the right way to achieve. But you also, especially you talk about as you get when you talk about the older generations, you talk about less educated African Americans. Now this generation, more educated, can push kids into these other areas of science and whatnot, because now we're more knowledgeable on that shit, bro. My grandma could barely read. I had to read for my grandma. You understand? So it's different for us, and I agree with you. We should do that, and I think that if you look at how the what's going on now, and you look at the average African American, like, yo, you got to be computer literate. I'm saying most African Americans are fooled with that iPhone. You understand? Because you have to be computer literate. It's a different dynamic than the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hell, college is less relevant now than it was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You can become an entrepreneur way more easier now than you did 10, 20 years ago with the right mindset.
I agree.
So yeah, I think that's being done. I feel like a lot of times we use our worst examples as the scenario for African Americans.
Okay, so I give you something to challenge on. Is when the weather. I don't know where you live in, but I live in Detroit, and
I'm
it's
in
gonna be
Atlanta.
warm. It's gonna be warm in a few months. Go to your local football field and watch the young kids play football, and you give me a ratio of how many of them gonna make it in the NFL. I guarantee you, none of them that you watch play on that field is going to make it into the NFL.
They might not, but let me tell you this though, like, you know, when it comes to you know, basketball and football, sports like that, it's not just, you know, it's about socializing, right? It's about learning how to work as a team, bro. It's a camaraderie that comes with playing sports that goes beyond. So we're just looking at them becoming NFL. So a lot of them, like I said, a lot of times that dream becomes more sharpened when you get to the next level, when you go from high school to college, because a lot of guys, they realize, okay, I ain't gonna make it to the NFL, so I ain't even get a scholarship to go to college. You understand me? So that dream becomes more realistic when they hit the college level, bro. When they go to college, they in other avenues. You feel me? They ain't still pursuing the NFL dream when they ain't even get a scholarship. You understand me? But you can't knock an African American for having that desire to be in a field that's dominated by African Americans. You know what I'm saying? If white people dominate the NBA, you will see tons of white people dreaming about being in the NBA. But because that's not even, only a small percentage of white people are in the NBA, that shit ain't even on their scope, bro. That's not even on their agenda. You see what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but you at the same time you can't knock it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I never knocked it. Now, one time, I'm just saying, us as parents, we need to step up and guide our kids and say, "Hey, I get you love playing football, but football is not the way through it. You need to look at becoming a doctor." Why we don't advocate our kids being doctors? Why we don't advocate our kids being dentists? Why we don't advocate the things that should be way more important to our community?
I think we do. All the black parents say, listen, I understand you got the sports, but you also need this education as something to fall back on, bro. So make sure you educated. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got, make sure your grades are up to par. So if the NFL thing don't go through, you still got the tools and tools necessary to move forward, bro.
I think it should be in reverse. I think the football should be something to fall back on, and then becoming a doctor.
You might have seen the picture of the red SUV pinned up against the pole, but before that there were 6 or 7 squads around it. So really great teamwork. We couldn't do it without the trooper, state trooper. Now we're looking, what are we looking for right now, Pat?
We're looking for a silver Kia SUV. We're not sure whether it's there's a few different types, Sportage or Seltos, but it's a Kia SUV, silver in color, with the left rear window broken out and covered with something like saran wrap. And it was last seen westbound on Arlington from Rice Street.
Oh, it was westbound?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't catch that.
It initially fled from an east car at Arcade, Maryland, and kept going west for a while. Where it is right now, we don't know. We were playing catch up with it. But regarding that pursuit from earlier, I wasn't a part of it, but I was monitoring it, and man, everybody did an amazing job. And that was actually first spotted by the owner's daughter.
Right. Yep. And then chase was terminated a couple times by the agencies because the helicopter wasn't here yet. He was up in the air but coming.
But nonetheless, you just kept driving insanely with no one chasing you.
Yeah, blowing red lights, even when the helicopter's up there, blowing red lights and driving on the wrong side of the street twice when no one was chasing him. That was a bad dude. And we'll probably give you his name because we know he's involved with many other criminal scenarios.
617.
That's the primary, one of the reasons we're out here. The other reason is we knew that once football was over and you watch Kansas City defeat the Bengals on a last 4-second field goal caused by a roughing, unsportsmanlike penalty, and with 4 seconds left, that you'd probably want to watch something that could get your mind off it if you were a Cincinnati Bengals fan, or if you've been watching news reports from regarding Memphis for the last many days, and that gets to be a little depressing. We mentioned that Pat and I were discussing. Pat watched it today. I watched the rest of it. I had watched most of it yesterday, but you know, we're just disgusted, and frankly, those officers disgraced our badge. And that football kick was as horrific as anything I've ever seen in police work.
That was disgusting. Stomach churning. Justice is coming for them.
So, you know, I don't think there's any officers anywhere. Well, I don't know about the Memphis Police Department. I do know a little research that they have over 2,000 police officers, and I'm sure that the big bulk of them don't want to be judged by the 5. But the reality of life is that, you know, Memphis is going to be judged by those 5. That's
the reality.
That's the reality.
Whether that is right or wrong, I personally believe it's wrong to judge any group of people by the actions of a few. But the reality is they will be.
Well, and the chief's going to be judged, and it's all going to be. But here's the thing that Pat and I know: for 2.5 years, we've worked to show people what we believe is great community policing, professionalism, and kindness.
Humanity. Basic humanity.
Humanity, because you can tell from all the people that we met in 2.5 years that knew us from our careers that we always treated people with respect and kindness. Yes, we had to arrest them on occasion, and we did, But what you saw on the Memphis video is at the opposite end of the spectrum from the way that we treated people.
Unlike anything I've ever seen in 4 decades of policing.
And so here's the thing, backseaters. This is personal. I mean, you know that. I suppose, what was it, July 25th, 24th, 2020. It's been 2.5 years, over 300 broadcasts, and we have really tried to show the human side, not only just for citizenry, but for people wanting to be cops. A lot of young people say they watch us and they want to learn how to talk to people. I saw Valerie Castile on TV yesterday from up here, and she made the point that she'd like to see more officers that actually live in the city, you know, so that they're connected to the people in the city. And when we came on, we had to live in the city. But I saw a lot of commentators indicting all police everywhere yesterday and calling it a nationwide culture, and it is not.
Far from it.
Not. And there are so many outstanding police officers and people that of good character, that are kind, that are police officers, and I don't want anybody to lose sight of that. And I you know, obviously our experience is here in Minnesota, so we can comment on Minnesota, and particularly the St. Paul Police Department and the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. That's where we have firsthand knowledge. But I can tell you, we have hundreds of friends in law enforcement that are good people. And here's my request. We have viewers, backseaters nationwide, 87,000 on Facebook, another 216,000 subscribers on YouTube. Would you just tell your friends, would you share Live on Patrol? Maybe that post I put earlier today, share that post with your friends and tell them this is a chance for them to see kindness on patrol. Good police work, professionalism, community policing, together with kindness and respect on patrol.
We've spent 2.5 years of letting people see the humanity and decency of the police officers, the men and women of every agency within Ramsey County, the deputies of Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, and that is what is representative to me of the quote-unquote police culture, is decent human beings trying their best to do the right thing and helping people.
And tell your friends, share the Live on Patrol, this one, or the post that was posted today, and tell them, go back and watch any of the 300 plus videos, and they're going to see examples of good policing with heart and kindness. And if you would do that for us, either, and you know what, when you share it, just don't share it, put a little post on there, hey, here's a department that's an example of good policing. Watch it when you can, and that'll help us feel like the negative that's out there amongst news commentators is being offset by the backseater reach into the community.
Absolutely. You know, you can, if you doubt my words on this, feel free to Google it. Feel free to look it up. There are, the estimates vary, between 800,000 and 1 million police officers in this country. There are over 60 million police-civilian interactions a year on average. Less than 1% result in any use of force whatsoever. So please, look that up. Get the facts. Don't make a judgment based on the actions of 5 inhumane
Yeah.
people who never should have had a badge.
Which we're disgusted with, and we find those actions horrific and disgrace our badge. Disgrace everybody's badge. But if that's our request tonight, we're going to stay out in the street a little bit longer here, but our earlier posts are live on patrol, pictures of your hosts. And by the way, this applies. We're not just talking about Pat and I mean, you've seen firsthand the professionalism of the young people of the sheriff's office.
Oh, absolutely.
Pregnant and just needs to be checked out.
And I mentioned that the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office has the lowest per capita report of internal affairs complaint of anywhere in the state of Minnesota. But we're still doing police work, and damn good police work, of arresting carjackers and other people that are hurting individuals. But we can do that without generating complaints and without using excessive force.
Right.
We are code 4 from this.
All right. I'm going to leave it at that. You know our request to help us get the rest of the country to see good policing by sharing this or the post. I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'm going to go on to tell you my son scored his first hat trick.
He did
tonight.
Oh, congratulations!
Mounds View Junior Gold team playing against Bloomington's Junior Gold team. And he was crazy on fire. He scored the first goal of the game, and well, the bottom line, he got 3 goals in a row. So that's called a natural hat trick. Natural hat trick.
You gotta like that.
And they actually won the game 6-3, but of course, one of them was an open netter. So.
We do not need the air.
But it's one of his greatest games ever, and he's played since he's 3 years old. He's had a lot of assists. He's more like an assist maker, but he's never had 3 goals in a game.
Wow.
So tonight was an important and exciting night for Bobby Fletcher and his team.
I think I'm detecting a proud dad moment.
Yeah, you are. How's our picture look? Is it that brown and dirty out there? I guess it is. Oh yeah, maybe you can play around with that. Oh yeah, no other way. There we go. It's brown and dirty out there. The streets of St. Paul. Got a little dirt, a little snow. So anyhow, I just gotta tell you, my wife recorded all the shifts, but some of the goals were just really amazing. And one of his friends, a good friend, Dom was he's a defenseman, but he was crashing the net when somebody was behind the net. Christian was behind the net, and as he was crashing the net, the D doesn't often crash the net, but he was crashing the net, and the guy hit him square in the chest with the puck.
Ow.
And it went bounce square in the goal.
Oh, no.
And that does count nowadays. In the old days, they used to have to decide whether or not you were intending to redirect the puck. But nowadays, any body direction like that counts. Hockey Day Minnesota concluded today, and the big game was yesterday between White Bear High School and Hill Murray. And Hill Murray won in an exciting, close finish. It's always close. Those two teams usually play off in the section final. Coach Lechner from Hill Murray pulled his goalie and tied it up, and then won in overtime. So, but I want to say a special thank you to Commander Steve Yoakum. Commander Steve Yoakum is a commander with the sheriff's office, and if you ever wonder how a major event like that is put together, that guy coordinated everything. Security, traffic, logistics, parking, and he's long been one of our mobile field force trainers. In the past, he was on SWAT, but he coordinates our reserves, our citizen patrol, our CAOs. So he's been really.
He does an amazing job.
Yeah. Our community affairs officers. That's like our citizen volunteer patrols. And Steve Yoakum was amazing. His wife used to sing for the Bad Girlfriends band.
Oh, really?
I don't know if she still sings with them. She still sings. I don't know if she still sings with them, but they're always fun to listen to. They might be bad girlfriends, but they're really good singers. Well, as soon as we went live, this two Stolens disappeared. You got all the radios on, right? This is one. You got three?
I do. I've got 3, and I've got LTAC 2 because there's a special operation going on.
Okay.
2755.
2755.
On that Silver Kia SUV that fled from east earlier, was it the driver's side or passenger side rear window that was covered in plastic?
Rear passenger. Trans.
Thank you.
556.
Did he not get a plate, or did it not have one?
Didn't get a plate.
You want 5 Tango?
315 Tango.
Clear 5, 316 Tango, 323 Tango, and 361 Tango.
Copy 5.
Hey, one other request I have is that this doesn't happen very often, but there are a few people that have their favorites they want to listen to.
Can you leave me
And some people, I mean, let's just face it, everybody's got.
Copy, I'll reopen it.
You guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting the train is cold.
So, everybody's got their favorites. I mean, mine's Pat, you know, but please don't argue or bicker or put posts on there about, well, we want more of Nicole. We want, you know, Opticom light there. Somebody's coming. And
122.
I guess, and also to answer the question, Alex, you're still going to run into Alex out here on the street because he still works nights on DWI patrol, but his patrol district includes 2/3 of the county, and I can't actually tell you where he isn't, because that would be, if you don't want to get arrested for DWI, you don't want to be where Alex is. But he doesn't cover the entire county, but he covers 2/3 of the county. And of course, one of the priorities is our 7 suburban cities that we patrol. But we will often run into him out here on the street, and of course, he's the best DWI enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota. Regularly wins awards from different organizations, traffic safety, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and he's just really good. He's done it so long, and so nobody has more experience than him. So we'll see him. I mean, he's involved in our chases. He does weigh in and help on our chases.
We're getting hot. The phone is.
Well, let's just change that. Let's put that all down on your feet there, Pat. I don't know why I had it up there anyhow. Sorry about that. But Alex is in a DWI assignment. And he reports to duty out there in Arden Hills and Shoreview. But he does.
Hawthorne. We got a dog running around in the neighborhood.
Dog.
He does come out and help us on our pursuits. And he's been involved. He hasn't always been on Fridays, but he's definitely been involved in other pursuits during the week.
Oh yeah, Alex stays busy, folks. I think I need to put this out the window for a minute, cool it down.
I don't know. Can I just put cold air on it or what? Why do you think it's? Oh, it's the light on?
We got the temperature, the thermometer light on.
All right. Well, here we go. Pat's going to give first aid to the camera. Try not to hit that red dot, which we always do. Yeah, take that out. We'll drive down the street with you holding it. New mount. You've seen 3 different mounts.
Now don't hit any bumps and leave these riders. Tell me.
You can't hold a Winston. I'll hold it while you put your hand in there. Now you can stick your trigger finger out that little extra hole I got there for you.
Not the fully charged indicator. We know exactly what that is. This is the
I was going to pick up Pat right away, but I thought somebody had spit on my car. Okay, there was a big goober right there in front of the camera spot. Well, it wasn't. It turned out it wasn't spit.
There we go.
It looked like, well, it could have been spit. I don't know really for sure. It looked like a remnant of a s'more. So I had to clean the windshield, and in order to get the windshield clean, since the s'more was frozen, I had to turn the dash heater on. Okay?
Yep.
So that's how that happened. And then, of course, forgot to turn it back down when I picked Pat up.
There you go. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Holy smokes, it's cold out there. 1 below 0, folks.
Hey, if you haven't shared this, I know we talked about sharing the post from earlier, but either way, a lot of people don't know we're live, and you can let them know, because there's a lot of people that are depressed. San Francisco lost today, of course, to Philadelphia. And I obviously wasn't outside the arena in Philadelphia. You you Pennsylvania people will know that this is true, that when it comes to football, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, the name City of Brotherly Love doesn't actually fit.
Not after, and it doesn't matter whether they win or lose.
They're just
That's the crazy thing.
They're wildest. Well, wild doesn't really do them justice, but they're not very friendly fans to the people that bring their good money from Pennsylvania, San Francisco out to Philadelphia. When it comes to because I know they were terrible to the Philadelphia Eagles. Anyhow, we love Philadelphia because it's the birthplace of brotherly love. Doesn't Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Rocky Balboa, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4,
and let's not forget Adrian.
People that bring their good money from Pennsylvania. So we're big Philadelphia fans, but you just got to be a little nicer to the visiting guests. Anyhow, Pittsburgh, that's a little better down there because that's where Rev's from.
And that's where I'm from, originally.
That's a little better down there. The Rev and the Pat.
Traffic, Rice in Maryland.
We are going to find the Honda.
223, I copy Rice in Maryland. And do you have a plate?
Minnesota plate, Echo Juliet Sierra 327.
I saw an article that some insurance companies are not insuring those cars, the Kias or the Hondas that have the ability to chip it and start it.
Say that again, please.
Some insurance companies are not insuring the Hyundai Kia years that where they could chip this and start it with a USB cord.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that'll be the thing that's the only way you really hold them accountable. People are trying to sue them, but now insurance companies are saying no. Pretty fascinating. And today, Catherine Crowley sent me an article. I want to thank you for that because it's an amazing, outstanding article about training for police officers and how we don't give them the same level of training that some European and Asian countries do. And but it's far more in depth than just my summary. But I was intrigued by it, and I mean, the author comes to the conclusion that the training is the difference, and I'm sure it is a factor. But I will also say, Catherine, the other issue is who is allowed to be a police officer. And as you know, I'm an advocate for allowing people that don't have police degrees to become police officers as a second career, as a transitional career. Because those are some really good people that maybe have great communication skills. But the article makes the point that really what it says is for 50 years we've been training police officers with 40 skill sets. And they aren't the same skill sets that you need in today's world, you know, because some of the communication skills and the de-escalation, some of those things that come with different personality styles aren't necessarily the ones those aren't the ones we're necessarily training people. And we're certainly better, and Minnesota is a leader throughout the country at staying ahead of the training curve. But
time enough on you was 43 and 30.
But the rest of the country may not be as ahead as we are. I saw with that Catherine's article, together with another report that I saw today. There's a study of education that's out, Rocky Balboa, talking about what we're actually teaching kids and whether they need it. Rocky 3, Rocky 4. An interesting concept. Education hasn't changed much either in 40 or 50 years when you really think about it, except for Philadelphia fans and trendy things. But their point is that problem solving, common sense, you know, just how to live a successful life. Some of those, rather than some of the academic things that you may or may not actually use. There's a study out there, but the study wasn't just about education. It's about parents saying, okay, I'm not sure my child's going to benefit from this type of education. And parents have gotten more common sense into paying attention since the pandemic has caused them to focus on what their kids are learning at home, rather than some of the academic things that you may or may not actually. And the one guy said, you know, the key to part of this is there's a study out there, and the study wasn't just about education based on fear. It's about parents saying fear that you're not gonna make it to college, or because that drives a lot of people crazy. That he was saying that teachers have to educate with compassion and love, and really bring a connection, get a connection with the kid, and that's what's going to help inspire him, the connection with the teacher, rather than fear that he's going to get the lower grade. And as I was listening to him say that, I was thinking that's exactly what I'm trying to do with helping this new school. Bring these kids to an environment that's supportive and compassionate, and connect with the kid, rather than have him feel fearful of how he's performing. And yes, you want to have some standards and you want kids to succeed, but the best way to do that is build relationships in schools. And a lot of teachers want that. Throughout the country, teachers want that, but a lot of the systems don't allow them to do that. So that's why the charter school that I'm working with and the people that are on that team are trying to build that relationship with the child.
Makes sense.
So anyhow, do you ever watch Backseaters? Here's the quick question, Backseaters. This is to you. What's your favorite Nick at Night program? Favorite Nick at Night program? Because I think it's the Nickelodeon channel, right?
Yeah.
Nickelodeon channel. Nick at Night. Nick at Night.
What's your favorite, folks?
Favorite Nick at Night program? I'm not sure my child's going to benefit from this type of education. And parents have gotten more common sense into paying attention since what's your pandemic has caused them to focus on what their kids are learning at home.
Is Friends on Nick at Night?
Could be.
Okay, I think she's referring to the show Friends.
I said, the key to part of this is, let me know if you got any good answers. There's a study out there. Sometimes it's cartoons and stuff, education based on it's about parents saying fear that you're not gonna make it to college, or because that drives a lot of people crazy. That he was saying that teachers.
I Love Lucy.
I might be there. Yeah. I Love Lucy. Give me a few more, Pat. Really.
Adult Swim.
I think it's there. I'll give you that.
It's a strange one.
Yeah.
Cops.
Okay.
MASH. Classic.
Yeah.
George Lopez.
Oh, is that on there too? I don't know about that. Well, maybe the old George.
Partridge Family.
Okay. Well, here's the thing.
Good Luck Charlie.
Yep, here's the thing. Your new favorite Nick at Night program is going to be every Friday at midnight.
All right, wait for the other shoe to drop.
By popular demand. Nicole at Night. Yes, Deputy Nicole Sparks. Midnight every Friday. Midnight every Friday. Now, I'm not saying Pat and I won't jump in there once in a while, but Nick at Night is being rebranded right here on Live on Patrol as Nicole at Night. Okay?
I like it.
Nick at Night. And then it might be known as Midnight with Nick. How about that?
I like it.
Midnight with Nick. So for those of you that are looking for a certain time, because we got a lot of people that like listening to Nicole, Midnight with Nick.
Very
Deputy
cool.
Nicole Sparks. Here's the motto. Go on patrol with Deputy Nicole.
I like it. I like it.
Go on patrol with Deputy Nicole. So the Fridays we'll go from 9/11 to 12, and then we'll switch you over to Nick and give her a big chunk of time, and we'll still be out here looking for stolens, and it's a little easier for us to find stolens but if you're a big Nicole fan, you'll get a good chunk of time with her on Fridays.
Oh, that's going to be fun. I like it.
Go on patrol with Deputy Nicole.
And folks, there's some angry people. It's understandable there's a lot of anger, but there's some angry people, some bitter people, some some rather vulgar people hopping on here. Just ignore them. Don't even interact with them. They're looking for attention.
I think the smartest man, Kyle Meestad, is actually monitoring and blocking them as fast as possible. Of course, Under Sheriff Mike Martin will be with you every Monday afternoon, and then the CAT team will be with you every Wednesday afternoon. Pat and I will keep our Fridays at 9/11. Hey, last night I was out, wondering what the tenor of things might be. And there was a group of about 40 over there in Minneapolis near the river off of Main Street and the Merriam Street Bridge. I didn't go to Minneapolis, but I was just monitoring Minneapolis's frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And Chief O'Brien O'Hara was out last night until late.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. It was great to hear him. I was listening to him on the radio, and his troops did a great. Of course, Andy Schroeder was coordinating the activity, and he always does an amazing job. But it was great to hear Chief O'Hara out there as well. Really liked the guy. Troops like him too.
Very hands-on, involved chief.
I think he'll be the kind of leader that encourages people to do the work but holds people accountable if they intentionally cross the line. That's what you need